Good afternoon. My name is Natalia Dyck, and I'm graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in English. I'm sure all the graduates, but perhaps particularly the English majors, can relate when I say I have accumulated a small library throughout my CMU degree. This library, ranging from Austen to Yeats, reflects the variety of English courses I've taken. I have poetry collections from Chaucer to Milton, and Atwood to Ondaatje, a volume of Shakespeare's complete dramatic works, 19th century tomes by Bronte and James, modernist experiments from Woolf and Faulkner, and contemporary novels by Anne Tyler and Miriam Taves. In other words, the historical progression of English literature has become intertwined with my own progression at CMU. Literature and life are one. The character of Hannah in Michael Ondaatje's novel, The English Patient, illustrates this concept when she quotes Stendhal. A novel is a mirror walking down a road. We often read books according to the function of mirrors in order to see ourselves more clearly. However, it is significant that Hannah describes the book as walking down a road. We gain insight and grow through reading, not because novels reflect us, but because they reflect, distort, and illuminate the world, the other, and ultimately God. From the medieval to the postmodern, English at CMU has taught me to see God mirrored in all of life. One CMU course I took that directly addressed the correlation between literature, life, and faith was Literature and Theology, taught by Professor Paul Dirksen. The required course readings included both theological writings and literary works, but the distinction stopped there. Our discussions and assignments both mirrored and troubled the natural dialogue between literature and theology, fiction, and faith. The novel that for me most clearly illuminated the correlation between fiction and faith was Jayber Crow by Wendell Berry. Berry inherently embodies the interconnectedness of literature and life. He is a prolific author of theology, poetry, and prose, whose works directly reflect his career as a farmer and his belief in sustainable communities. Berry writes, "If the word community is to mean or to amount to anything, it must refer to a placed people, for an authentic community is made less in reference to who we are than to where we are." For Berry, both fiction and faith are communal mirrors reflective of people and place. As suggested by its title, Berry's entire novel depends on the correlation between literature and life. Jayber Crow is a first-person narration of the title character's journey through loss, love, and the effects of loss and love on communal life. Jayber's story is also a journey of faith. At the end of the novel, Jayber declares himself a man of faith. However, for Jayber, faith is not necessarily or not soon a resting place. Faith puts you out on a wide river, in a little boat, in the fog, in the dark. Jayber is a man of faith because he has chosen to see God mirrored in both the joyous and tragic variants of communal life on earth. He says, "This is a book about heaven, but I must say too that it has been a close call, for I have wondered sometimes if it would not finally turn out to be a book about hell. But the earth speaks to us of heaven, or why would we want to go there?" Specifically, Jayber says heaven floats among us like a cloud and is the realest thing we know and the least to be captured, the least to be possessed by anybody for himself. It is like a grain of mustard seed which you cannot see among the crumbs of earth where it lies. Jayber Crow taught me that because literature is reflective of life and life reflective of God, that fiction has the inherent capacity to facilitate communion with God and thus our faith journeys. It is up to us whether we see God amidst life's hardships, the mustard seeds among the crumbs. Therefore, CMU has not only equipped me with a library, but a way of reading books and a way of life. I'll leave you with Jayber's description of a journey through the woods, which I believe provides a fitting mirror for our journey at CMU. "We went from paths into pathlessness. The woods has many doors going in and out. It is full of rooms opening into one another, shaped by direction and viewpoint. Windows opened into the foliage, through which maybe we would see a hawk soaring or a distant treetop suddenly shaken by a gust of wind. But we would come sometimes into a place of such loveliness that it stopped us still and held us, until some changing of the light seemed to bless us and let us go." Thank you.